Hey y'all, I'm Abby, More Than Just Skin, and welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm thrilled you took some time out of your day to spend a little bit of time here with me. So today's video is another one of my face of the day in review. And what it kind of is my makeup of the day, and where I wear it all day and I don't touch it up, and I come in and tell you kind of what my thoughts are. Now you may notice something a little bit different. I am working on my lighting. I feel like my lighting is a little too bright, so I've turned down my ring light. I kind of repositioned some of my other lights, so I'm hoping that this might be a little bit better. Per the usual, it is humid out. Hair is kind of a mess, but I know you all will forgive me for that. So we're just going to jump into it. So if you're interested in seeing and hearing about what I have on my face, what I have been wearing today, and how I think it wore, and what my thoughts are, then hit that subscribe button, and here we go. So I like to start by saying, per the usual, I applied this makeup at 6 a.m. It is after 5, and I want to kind of show you how I think it has held up. One thing I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to work out, so we are going to do the sweat test as well, and I'm going to come back on after the sweat test has happened, and we will see how it held up through some gym action. But I like to start with in the order and how I apply the product. So the first one is something I picked up during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I have been anxious to try this product, and so I thought it was a good time to catch it, to pick it up because it was 50% off. This is the Too Faced Proactive Nourishing Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. Today was actually my first day to use it. My thoughts are that it's kind of like a gel-like consistency, but I can tell when I put it on my skin, it provides instant hydration, and I really do like that. I don't feel like it provides much luminosity, but it does give your face a little bit of a glow just because it provides that hydration, which I think is really nice. And I do think I'm going to enjoy using this and wearing this. The foundation that I am wearing today, which I feel like in these videos, the foundation is really what is kind of the focal point of the video, because, and I have to say, I'm enjoying filming these videos because it's really kind of helping me see what I think about these foundations and how exactly they do wear. So the foundation that I wore today is the Healthy Foundation by Physicians Formula, and I really love this foundation. It is a kind of medium to buildable coverage. It is very natural looking on the skin. It is not matte. It is not too luminous. It just really wears well. It's kind of like a satin type finish, but I just think it provides a nice glow. It's just a really good foundation. Now, per the usual, my test for seeing how well this foundation lasts is right here, right there, and right there, because my right eye waters really bad, and this is where I start out sweating. So we are going to zoom in and look at those two spots and see exactly how this foundation has worn. Okay, so you can see I have some major wear going on right there, and pretty decent wear right there. So there and there. So the foundation didn't hold up great. It is a drugstore foundation. I think it comes in around $15. I'm going to continue to wear it. I like the way it wears, but I will take notice that if I am looking for a foundation, now I didn't do this yet, but I can kind of smear this around and kind of make these look not so bad. But I didn't want to do that because I wanted to really show y'all so you could get a good idea how these wear, but I can kind of touch up to where it doesn't look quite so noticeable. But we will know that this is one of the foundations that it just doesn't hold up to sweat and whatever when my eyes run. It just doesn't. So I'm not saying it's a bad foundation, and I'm not saying that I'm going to stop using it because I really do like this foundation. but I will remember that it does do that. One of the things that I think I mentioned in a past video that I may try to start putting some concealer here, and I have done that, and the concealer doesn't really make it last. So I don't know, this may just be something that I have to deal with and I have to touch up throughout the day on these two specific areas. I know I have mentioned this product before in another face of the day, but I'm going to mention it again. I have been wearing constantly the new translucent Glow Powder by Laura Mercier. I really like it a lot. I think it looks nice on the skin. It gives you a touch of luminosity without being glittery, and I really have been enjoying that. An item that I'm just not quite sure about is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette Contour in Dulce de Leche. Okay, so I have been using this side over here as a bronzer, and I have been having a hard time blending it out. I am finding it to be incredibly patchy, and I was wondering at first if it was the foundation I was putting it on. So when I used this foundation today, I said, oh, well, let me go in with this bronzer and see how it works on this foundation. Well, it was still very patchy, and then I started thinking, well, maybe it's because I've been putting it on top of this powder. So I do want to try this again on top of a different powder and see what I think. If I don't like it, I'm passing it on for whatever reason. And then this color right here is not my ideal contour shade. I like a contour shade that is cooler than this. I did contour with it today. I deepened it up a little bit after I used a fluffy brush to bronze, but it's just a little too warm. If I'm gonna have a contour shade, I'd rather it be a cooler tone contour shade. This powder over here, I did use it to set my under eyes. I like it to set my under eyes a lot, so what I may do is I may keep this and use this color to carve out my contour and to set my under eye, but I'm just not sure. I might can use this as a transition shade on my eyelids, or in my crease on my eyes. I don't know, I just find it to be incredibly patchy when I put it on with a fluffy brush. If some of you have used this, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, because I'm really torn on it, because I had heard that it was really a great product, and for some reason it's just not really working out for me. The next item I used in the place of like my Hourglass powder is the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Reserve Your Cabana. I like to put that, what I consider my highlight primer, kind of my highlight base. I like to put it right here to give me a little bit of glow. I can use it to set my under eyes. This is just basically one of my all-time favorite powders. I will continue to use it. Love, love, love it. So the next product and my thoughts about it, I may be in the minority. And looking at myself on camera in the viewfinder and looking at it, my highlight looks pretty good after having been worn all day. I'm gonna say that. But I think my problem is when I apply this highlighter, it is so bam in your face, too bright for me, too bright for an everyday look. I then have to go in with my powder brush and kind of buff it out some and tone it down some. And I'm just not sure that I really love the way it looks on my skin. And what I'm talking about is this Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette by Flower Beauty. Now, I mixed this lightest shade and the pink shade today, and that is what I'm wearing on my cheeks, and I think right now it looks really good. I have worn it all day. Definitely it stays, but when I first put it on, it was so powerful in your face. It needed to be toned down, and I just don't know if I love it. I'm just really on the fence about this. You might see this in some more face of the days, because I'm not giving up on it yet. I want to get a better idea of what I think about it. It swatches beautifully, but as we know, swatches can sometimes be deceiving, and I'm just not exactly sure how I feel about it when I put it on my face. So I will continue to use that and try to get a little more idea what I think. So for my brows today, I used the Wet n Wild Retractable Brow Pencil. Now this pencil is similar to the Hourglass pencil. If you can see, it's kind of got like that triangle style head. It's also similar to the Brow Definer by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just basically don't much care for this shape of eyebrow product. I like the more precise one, and I even like the pencil one. But this one is just kind of a weird shape for me to use. I used it today. I think my eyebrows turned out and looked pretty good, but it did take me a little bit longer to do them with this, and I like to just kind of slap my brows on. So I will use this up, but I doubt I will repurchase it. I used a first use was today, a new palette to me. And I think if you look at my eyes, I mean, they look okay. It looks kind of like, I'm looking over here in the mirror. It looks like it lasted. This is my first ever palette from BH Cosmetics. It is the Nouveau Neutrals 26 color shadow and blush palette. So when you open it up, it looks like this. I used this color blush today, and I have to say, even though it looks very pigmented here, and when you swatch it, it seems very pigmented, it took me a while to kind of build up some color. It really did. The shadows I'm using on my eyes, I focused on mainly these here. I wanted a cooler tone look, and I'm going to be honest, I purchased this palette strictly for these cool tone shades. I have been wanting some mauve-y, cooler toned eyeshadows, and so I used those, and then I think I used this color here, and then maybe this lighter color here, maybe mixed together on the lid. I like it. I am anxious to kind of use this some more and see what I think about it. I'm not sure though that I'm going to really love the warm tones, because really the only matte warm tones are like all these oranges. So I'm not exactly sure about that, but this price was great. I got it on sale. I think it came in under $15 for this entire palette. This is a huge palette. So I'm anxious to try it some more. I'm not saying that it's gonna really stay in my collection that long, because when I opened it, I wasn't as impressed with it as I thought I would be, but I am going to continue to try it. You may see it in some more face of the days to see how it wears, but I'm pretty impressed with how well, because when I put it on this morning, it was easy to apply, it was easy to build up, but I kind of for some reason had this feeling that these shadows just aren't going to last. But it did, and it might have something to do with the base. I used the Bare Minerals base that you can no longer get, so I don't really want to talk too much about that. But I really am impressed with the staying power. I feel like this looks exactly how it looked when I fixed it this morning, so I am impressed with that. A face mist that I used to set all this was the Photo Finish Primer Water Set and Refresh Spray. Maybe that has a little bit to do with the eyeshadow looking good. I like to use these mainly not just to set my makeup, but to cut through all the powder, because I did have a lot of powder on my face today and I wanted to kind of cut through that. So I did use this. As you can see, I haven't used much of it. I'm trying to move it to the forefront to use it some more, but I do enjoy it. And last is probably one of my favorite items, definitely favorite on my face today, and that is this lipstick. Y'all, I have fallen in love. If you have not tried the Buxom lipsticks, get your hands on them. I think they come in at $20, which for me I consider to be a great price point, and they really do rival lipsticks like Tom Ford, Charlotte Tilbury, and much more expensive lipsticks than this is. And this is the Buxom. This is the satin one, I believe. It comes in a matte and a satin, and this is Guilty Angel, and it's just this pretty pink color. I'll put some more on. It's kind of a warm pink. I consider it a warm pink, but I really do just think it is a gorgeous color. Feels great on the lips. I love the packaging. It's a magnetic closure. I love that it's black. The matte ones are more of a matte type closure, but it is just fantastic. It has great staying power, and I just really cannot say enough good things about the Buxom lipsticks. Go try them out. Okay, y'all, so yeah, that is the face of the day. I am going to jump off camera. I'm going to do some workout, build up some sweat, come back and show you how this held up. So I will see you all in a little bit. Okay, I'm back for the sweat test after the workout to see how the makeup held up. I'm going to zoom in and show you, but me just looking at it, it didn't really break up much on my forehead. I see a little breakup around here, which is where I tend to sweat. Not much more right there, and not really much more right there. But basically everything else, I will say this about this palette. this eye makeup looks exactly the same as it looked when I applied it at 6 a.m. Okay, it looks good, and the highlight does too. The two items really do look decent. So I'm going to zoom in and kind of show y'all up close and personal about the rest of the face. Okay, so I think you can see right here somewhere, a little bit on the forehead, not much, little break up here, of course here, and I smeared this in after I did the check-in to just make it look a little bit better, but really not terrible. So I kind of think this foundation has held up better than some of the others. Okay, so this is the final check-in of the face and review. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I would love to have you back here on a regular basis. And as always, I hope this video finds you having a fantastic day and a great week, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.